So I'm here with Jackie Jones, and she's just placed an online order through her phone. We're outside Jersey Mike's, and I'm just trying to get her take on the whole quarantine and the virus experience. Obviously, a situation happened, Jackie, where everybody's now having to self-quarantine. And so that is a shift in the whole kind of societal practicality, logistics and everything. So now you're placing orders. Let me know what your experience has been. Like, how did you react when you realized that, you know, you're going to have to stay at home?
Well, we've just adapted as best we could. I actually got quarantined early on because I went to New York, and when I came back I found that people who I was with had tested positive. I'm past my quarantine now, so like instantaneously I went to like 14 days of staying home. So while we were doing that, we weren't really going out much, and we were really trying not to even order because we didn't want to expose anybody. But since I'm free now, I actually have to go back to work. So my life consists of going to work every day. I work in healthcare, and I come home. I have learned to order groceries online and either pick them up in my car or occasionally getting them delivered. We are actually trying to get meals from restaurants, because I know that many of the people that work in the restaurants we used to frequent are really struggling, and so as best I can, that's my way of kind of helping them. But I do worry about them. I worry about the people who do my groceries. I worry about the people who work in the restaurants, because, you know, they kind of have to be there. But it's sort of like I'm going to try to make it the best I can for them and for me, because right now I am working, and in healthcare I assume I'll be working, and so, you know, I got to eat and they got to eat. So
right,
it's gone really well though.
So in terms of like deliveries, you said doing grocery deliveries through online.
Yeah.
Who do you shop with online?
I generally shop with Harris Teeter.
Okay. So what was your you've never done that before this epidemic thing?
I had done it a little bit, but not like this. When we were quarantined, being able to have, I think it's Shipped actually that delivers the groceries.
Right.
Being able to have those just placed on the outdoor stairs, that was a real savior, because we needed groceries. And I have family members, but I don't want to expose them, and so being able to just get it delivered, and I don't even have to, you know, risk the other person.
Right. It's just
I did actually see them, and, you know, said hi to them, and I was like, I can't come out, and they were like, no, we totally understand. You know, so that's working. I think we're all just trying to make it work as long as we can.
Right. So it was a positive experience in terms of online delivery, going on the computer and stuff like that. Everything works out?
Well, it was pretty easy. I will say that one reality is that the few times I had done it before, like, you could place an order at night and get it the next day. Right now, you place an order, it'll probably be 3 or 4 days. And
okay.
You know what? I'm like, okay, whatever.
So you just have to plan ahead now?
Yeah, well, kind of, sort of, like, okay, I'm not going to die, so just suck it up and live with it. So I don't really have any problem with it. People have been really supportive. A lot of times, like, they just don't have things that I do order, and it's like, hey, okay, fine, whatever. Just if you got something, give me that. But if not, you know, like, whatever.
And you're likely to carry on online delivery of kind of groceries, or you think after this you're going to stop?
To some degree, I probably would continue.
Right.
It works in part because of my busy schedule.
Right.
And you know,
so
gives people a job.
Right. But what would your recommendation be for those people who have not done online shopping delivery?
I don't know. You should probably give it a try.
Yeah.
You know, it is. I mean, I will say it costs a little more. So I think, you know, to be fair, like, some people really can't afford it, and that I respect. But
when you say more, how much more?
Partially because you kind of can't really go easily with sales. You could pick them out, but it's harder. There is often a little fee, like $4 or $5, to get it, like, if you stop at the store. But, you know, it's worth it.
So there's basically service or convenience fees that, you know, you're saving on by potentially doing it from, you know, managing your busy schedule, all that kind of stuff.
That kind of stuff.
Right,
yeah.
right, okay. So now, in terms of food, we're outside a restaurant. Tell me a little bit more about, your habits with the delivery of food and you pick up of food. Have you had any deliveries, or have you just been picking up?
I've had some deliveries. I kind of actually prefer picking it up. It seems like that's a little easier for me. Either way is fine, but part of it is a lot of the restaurants that I used to frequent don't actually have delivery in place.
Really?
Yeah.
Even now?
Some of them do, but it's like if it's on my way home, I would rather me pick it up than make them add the extra expense of driving to deliver it to me.
Okay.
And most of them have been really good about like, okay, we'll just meet you at the car, you pay us online, we hand you the food, we leave.
What apps
Yeah.
have you been using to do delivery online?
I have used probably like Grubhub,
Okay.
but most of them have been like either the online restaurant.
So the
their
restaurant
place-
itself has the service set up, and you've just
Yeah.
basically ordered through the restaurant, and then the deliveries come from some sort of service.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Usually I end up calling the restaurant, placing the order, and picking it up.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so-
tell me about your experiences of picking up. How's that been as an experience that you're now having to pick up food?
It's been incredibly easy. I feel guilty.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, like especially because most of the places I've picked up from are small, like family-owned businesses,
Right.
And so it's kind of like being able to show them support.
Right.
Oops. And so that kind of feels good. It's kind of hard though to see them because you know that their restaurant's not full right now, and I just like secretly am hoping like somehow this is going to help them.
Yeah, I mean, this is the whole
Yeah.
idea behind this YouTube channel
Yeah.
and these conversations I'm having. I'm trying to create positivity and optimism and, say to the community, yes, you can actually keep people in place in terms of jobs and businesses
whatever
just
we
by
can.
supporting them. And also the businesses themselves shouldn't get disheartened and say, no, we shouldn't stay in business, we should close down. It should be
they can.
it should be a
They can,
integrative effort. Now,
And I would say I have been trying to tip as much as I can possibly stand because I know those people, they already weren't like probably getting rich on that. And I've worked in restaurants in my past life, and so I know what that's like. And it's like right now, any little thing that we can do to help those folks stay alive.
yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I've heard stories where drivers have not received a tip
Oh, really?
at
Oh,
all. It
ugh.
seems very strange, and I know
Yikes.
people are, in dire straits and difficult financial circumstances. But I think everything helps, right?
Every little bit. I mean, if you really can't tip, okay, you can't tip. But, when possible, I try to do whatever I can because if we can help them ride this out, after this is over, hopefully they'll be able to get back on their track and we'll be able to get back on our track. And, if that's the one little thing I can do, yay. I mean, they're feeding me, for God's sakes. That's a really wonderful thing, and I really appreciate that people are doing that. 'Cause it's
Awesome.
hard work.
Awesome. So now tell me, have you tried to be adventurous, venture out in terms of your palette of eating habits? Have you tried to go online and see if there are different restaurants because you can get delivery, so if it's not local, it's further away, it doesn't really matter that much, right? Have you tried to be a little bit more adventurous?
Not really, because I'm trying to, I hate to say this, but support restaurants that I know.
Okay, so you're kind of keeping your habits going.
And in some ways, some of these restaurants are kind of like my friends, my family.
Right, your
and,
familiarity.
So it's like, okay, if you're going to eat out, these people and do that. I figure other people eat places that I don't eat. I mean, I have done a little bit more like around work because I'm less familiar with that, but really a lot of the places that I frequent are small family-owned places, and I'm really working on that. No offense to like Jersey Mike's here, but although this one they practically know me, but
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of them are franchises, and we should also respect that, franchises are local people.
well, they're all working.
Yeah, everybody's working. Now, tell me, how long do you think this is going to last, this virus thing, this quarantining? How do you
God.
think?
I suspect that the really initial wave of it, just based on, obsessively watching news and where I work, 90 days with the initial wave of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if at least 6 months out we're still significantly affected by it. And don't tell the president I said this, but seriously, people, like we're looking at like in a year. Now economically, I don't know, maybe because we're all pulling together, but from the physical medicine part of it, yeah, I mean at least 90 days. If you look at what's happened in China, that initial whack at least is that in probably 6 months.
So you think the restaurants will be doing takeout only for the next 6 months?
Oh, this part? I have no idea. I mean, they've been doing takeout before. I don't know. I kind of suspect that this could result in like a sea change for how people get their food and stuff. Because we're all learning how to order, and restaurants, I think, are all learning how to do business in that modality. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I could see this experience with the virus actually being a long-term shift in how people get lots of things, because the grocery stores are doing it, everybody's doing it, but I don't know yet. It's too early to tell.
Do you think you'll be ordering more online through restaurants as deliveries after this crisis?
I don't know. We kind of already got a lot of takeout before, so you know, I could see us continuing. Maybe not to this level, you know, because part of it is kind of like, okay, I got to spend money somewhere. If buying a takeout meal helps those other people, okay, let's do that.
So in your situation, what you're saying is you're actually purchasing more takeouts. Okay.
Probably so. Yeah.
Any indulgences? Do you go and order Ben and Jerry's for delivery or pickup or something like that? Have you tried to get away from virus blues?
No, although the one Italian restaurant that I get takeout from and used to frequent in person a lot is offering bottles of wine at 20% off.
Okay.
That's my splurge, man.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I hear you. So now, do you have any other points or advice for the public? Anything that you want to kind of add to the conversation?
Okay. Be nice to people who are delivering to you. Tip as much as you can stand. Be patient, for God's sakes. And enjoy your meal.
Awesome. So listen, thank you so much for your time.
Welcome.
I appreciate it, and let's see what the situation of the future holds for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.